Hey CVA students, Mr. Rellis here, and I'm here today to talk to you about our exciting Module 1 that we're about to begin. I know that all of you are going to love it. It is super fascinating and it is a great way to be introduced to the exciting things that we have in store this year in AP European History. The topic of this module is later Middle Ages, okay? And there's lots of different things and you're gonna be exposed to lots of different terms and lots of different dates and lots of different names, just like everything we'll be covering in this class. But there are a couple things that I want all of you to make sure that you walk away with a firm understanding of. First, the bubonic plague, AKA the Black Death, okay? Fascinating situation where millions upon millions of people were dying and everyone didn't know what was going on, okay? How did this happen? What was occurring, okay? Was God angry with the people? Remember, this is the later Middle Ages, so it's a very, very religious society at this time, and anytime anything went wrong, they had no one else to blame but God, or themselves really, because of the fact that they think that they were being punished by God for their sins, okay? So the Black Death, you have to have a firm understanding of. The second major thing that you need to have a firm understanding of is the 100 Years' War, which, as you will see, lasts longer than 100 years, and it's basically a over century-long conflict between the English and the French over, of course, you get it. You got it. The whole issue of territory and, of course, claims to the throne, okay? Thankfully for the French, a woman named Joan of Arc is going to basically come to power, a peasant girl, and she's going to lead the French resistance to victory. Poor Joan, however, as you will find out, her fate doesn't end too well. She ends up getting captured by the English and later burned at the stake. The third major thing that you need to be focusing on for this unit is, of course, the Great Schism, okay? As I mentioned, the Catholic Church pretty much dominated society, all right? But what we're gonna find is whoever held the papal authority, which was traditionally in Rome, always held more power than everybody else. So the French, as you will find out, is going to have their own pope. They're going to move the papal seats from Rome to Avignon, France, and they're going to have, you guessed it, a French pope. Well, the Italian pope is not going to stand for that, and he's going to excommunicate all the people in France. The French pope isn't going to tolerate that, so he's going to excommunicate all the people in Italy. And before you realize it, we have almost like a good chunk of the European community excommunicated and not favorable with either. So the church decides, as you will find out, to hold a conclave to try and figure out how they're going to deal with this situation. And they decide that they're going to elect a new pope, a third pope. Well, the French pope and the Italian pope, they decide, nah, we're staying in power. So the Roman Catholic Church, they didn't have one pope, not two popes, but three popes at one time, okay? Talk about craziness, right? And the last piece of information I want all of you to make sure that you pay extreme attention to is the fall of the Byzantine Empire, okay? The fall of the Byzantine Empire is a huge thing because, as you'll read about, the Holy Roman Empire is going to grow so big that it's going to have to be split in half, okay? You're going to have the Roman Empire, and then you're going to have the Byzantine Empire. Both of them are Christian in the sense that they have a lot of the Catholic faith, all right? But what we're going to find is going to happen with the Byzantine Empire, which is their home seat is over in a place called Constantinople, which is modern day Istanbul, Turkey, is they are going to be invaded by a group called the Ottoman Empire. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the major difference here is that the Ottoman Empire, the people of the Ottoman Empire, they were not Christian. They were Muslim, okay? And that is a huge deal because of the fact that everyone in Europe at that time was primarily Christian, all right? So the later Middle Ages, lots of names, lots of dates, lots of key terms, etc. But four major things that you all need to focus on: the bubonic plague, the 100 Years' War, the Great Schism, and of course, the fall of the Byzantine Empire. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Meet your deadlines and do not hesitate to email me at rellis_r@auhsd.us if you have any questions, comments, or concerns about this material. You're gonna love it, and I look forward to working with you this year.